Greetings and welcome to Mind Over Number. I am Karonda, spiritual coach, intuitive, and numerologist, getting ready for a Life Path 4 reading. So as I clear my space, let's give all the thanks to my divine Mother, Father, God. They help me interpret all these messages in the way they are meant to be received. So any negatively oriented beings or entities not serving my highest good at this time gots to go. All in the name of the one infinite creator. Your life path is what you came here to learn this lifetime. So it's important when it comes to your choices in career. If you don't know how to calculate your life path number, add the single digits of your birth year to your birth month and your birth day. This is the calculation I use to find your tarot and astrological correspondence when I am looking at your numerology charts. So if you ever want a full numerology chart reading from me, where I look at your core energy numbers as well as map out your life cycles from the ages 0 through 81. All my information is in the description box below the video. Life Path 4, you came in here because, well, you want to know all about what it means to be organized and orderly and structured. Commonly known as the builder, because careers best suited for you surround engineering, architecture, accounting, business, management. You're very practical, reliable, and organized. So you are a bit of a workaholic, okay? You can be. You can struggle at times with being a bit inflexible and being overly cautious. Because you prefer disciplined and structured environments, you may not want to stray outside of those rules. So you can have some difficulties with adapting to change and being perceived as rigid and stubborn. Your strengths, however, lie in being very grounded and reliable and dedicated, persistent, with a strong work ethic, and being able to provide that structure and security to your environment. That is the life path of 4. With all that out of the way, I'm ready. So let's get set and let's go. We are in a 5 energy right now, 4s. 5 is about adaptability, change, travel, freedom, expression, to be oneself. The 5th month could also be significant. The 5th day of any month. The age 5 as well. I want to get 5 cubes out of my Zodiac bag here to help give you confirmation for the energy of this reading. Always take what resonates with you. Leave what does not, as this is a general message. For the collective energy of 4. We have Aquarius, Capricorn, and Libra coming out here. These could be your signs or the signs of someone you are dealing with. You could also be born on the cusp of Capricorn Aquarius season, or know someone who is. We also have the time space of March 21st through April 19th. So that could be a significant time and space pertaining to this message, or the time frame of your birthday or someone else. We have the element of water and the Virgin coming out here. So this could have something to do with a female or feminine energy. something that we are feeling emotional about or in our feels. The Virgin could also talk about new starts, new beginnings, fertility, intuition, our innocence or childhood even. We'll see though. What is the message needed for my fours at this point in time and space? As this could resonate at any moment, because time itself is really an illusion. You see, the past is what we call memories, and the future is determined by what we do right now. Okay, everything's happening right now. Okay, there is no future if you don't act now, and there is no past if you didn't have a memory of it, right? Because it's not a destination. All we got is right now. So who's this message for right now? Woo. Someone who has judgment on their mind or facing a judgment. Adjudication. Adjudication is a card that speaks about needing some sort of third party to make some sort of call, right? Or needing to balance out a situation after discovering some form of truth. Some truth was spoken, and now we're needing to go through a process of being able to discern the truth through the lies, right? The age 30 could be significant. The 30th day of any month. The third day of a month. The third month could also be significant. The 0 working with the 3 is starting anew in order to communicate. Adjudication. All right, so 4. You got some sort of adjudication on your mind. Judgment energy. All right, final call. Let's see what the message is with this adjudication. Okay. One card for the present energy. We have an 8 of Pentacles. What led up to this? An Ace of Pentacles. One card for the future space. One card. I'll take the one that flipped over. Knight of Wands reverse. We have love energy. We have a Knight of Cups. The underlying energy. An 8 of Wands. What is crossing all this? 3 of Swords. Our attitude towards the situation. King of Wands reverse. Outside influences. 6 of Swords reverse. Our hopes or fears for this situation. Nine of Wands. And the outcome. 8 of Cups reversed. Okay. The bottom of the deck, we have a Knight of Pentacles, which could be a Earth sign who is a young adult or someone younger than you. Doesn't have to be. The Knight of Pentacles is just a energy of being very hardworking and persistent. Something that we've been working at a slow and steady pace. But once it is there, it is built on a solid foundation. So, take that message resonates. But we received some sort of communication, some sort of letter, opportunity, job offer, message of some kind in the past. This could also talk about contracts. In our present energy, we have an Eight of Pentacles. And the Eight of Pentacles talks about working at something in order to obtain some sort of mastery. A lot of persistence and hard work has been put into something in order for us to gain independence, but we're still in the process of gaining that monetary success. This is something we've been working at for quite some time, very passionately, and now we're faced with some sort of judgment on this commitment. With the Three of Swords being in our obstacle right now, this talks about some sort of separation or loss. So this could be about some legalities when it comes to a commitment, such as a divorce. Doesn't have to be, just take that as it resonates. This could also talk about some sort of work legalities, right? Someone using something that we created and now we're needing to have some sort of, higher person or someone with more authority to make a judgment call on a situation. And now, because of this situation, we're experiencing some form of temporary loss or aggravation. We could be facing some sort of rejection as well due to this outcome. But by taking this action, this fresh new starter opportunity to gain some sort of material wealth, we've now balanced out our health with our wealth and our finances with this Knight of Cups. We're feeling more prosperous and abundant emotionally as well as physically. And this is all about being content within oneself. In the underlying energy, we have this Eight of Wands. And this talks about, fast movement, fast action. Things are moving very quickly for us. Or some sort of fast-paced progress came through here. Now this Knight of Wands reverse in our future space. With this King of Wands reverse, with our attitude towards this, we could have moved too quickly, or some sort of impulsive action could have occurred. The Knight of Wands is someone who's very charming, but they use that outgoing personality in order to coax people to be more intimate. This could be you or another person. Now, the Knight of Wands is a very passionate, sexually charged energy, but this could also talk about being very frustrated with our passions, our desires, with this being reversed. This is delays matched with a King of Wands reverse. This is about being a bit arrogant, being seen as a leader becomes something more important than being seen as a compassionate individual, as someone who can be looked up to, who's inspiring. This is about someone who is a little bit disloyal because they're more focused on their own passions, their own desires than other people. And so this King of Wands energy is leading us to an Eight of Cups reverse. And this is hesitation on whether or not we should leave behind a situation or not leaving behind something that we know we should have in the past. What's affecting this outcome of this stagnation, this worrying about what may or may not happen, or may or not have happened, is a Six of Swords reverse. Again, another card of being resistant to this change, this progress, feeling unstable, or not fully letting go or healing the heartbreak here. And so because we haven't let go of a past situation that has hurt us, we're now closed off to any sort of future aspects that could bring us that passion or spark here. We have a Nine of Wands in our hopes or fears position. So we're wanting to balance out our physical self with our emotional self. But this heartbreak and this separation and this pain that we felt is hurting us. And we know we need to progress, but with this Eight of Wands and Knight of Wands energy, it's like something got really hot, heated really quickly, really fast here. And I'm not sure if this is a relationship or some sort of work relationship with these pentacles out here. Or we could have been in a commitment. And when we received this message, we took some sort of impulsive action. Now this could be you or someone else, and this just led to us still not letting go of what happened. And so we've been more focused on work instead of our emotions. And there's a need to slow down to fully recover and heal in order to let go. That's what I'm getting in this energy. Let me clarify this 9 of Wands. Queen of Wands. Now, the Queen of Wands could be a feminine fire sign energy. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Doesn't have to be. The Queen of Wands is just someone who is very charming themselves. But they are also intuitive. They are very confident within themselves. They're very attractive. They're very optimistic and strong and passionate. But there's a bit of a overbearing energy somewhere here. Which is causing us to be too worried about letting go of options and choices and things that actually don't bring us any sort of emotion. They're just real quick momentary flings that really don't give us the stability, is what I'm getting. Let's get the Rebel deck. Flipped over here. We got a rebel. Rebel, because F it. Vulnerability is hot as F. Drop the F in ego. Eat some yummy-ish. Step away from the crazy making diet for a hot second because kale and spirulina taste like behind. Okay. So with this rebel energy, that's what I was getting with this overbearing, not really thinking they're in charge or not really in charge type of energy. Now this could be you or another person, but we got dropped the F in ego. And the ego is where we go when we are feeling fearful of a situation. And the Queen of Wands, because they are very attractive, they could be focused more on what things look like on the outside instead of what's going on within. And so we could be thinking that, other people, we could just be projecting our fears to other people right now. Because most of the time people don't think about you as hard as you think they do. And so there's a need to openly express how it is you feel so that other people can understand who you are on the inside and not just your outward appearance. So if we're doing something that we think is good or is being told to us that is good, it actually becomes hurtful and becomes more negative. Because if you get too far into a positive side of things, you got to come back down to zero. And if you get right back into negative, you got to come, back to center yourself. If you drink too much water, you can literally die, all right? So there's a need to step back, get out of your head, get out of these fears, these doubts, and let go and release this pain or separation or feeling like we weren't enough because of so-and-so may have left us. And like your worth should never depend on other people, places, or things, or what someone else perceives of you. It's always about how you look at yourself, right? If you wake up in the morning after a peaceful, restless night, knowing you haven't done anything to anybody, you should be able to look at yourself in the mirror the next day. And if you're not able to do that, well, that's a big call for you to reevaluate your decisions, because every day that you're given is a day to change and gain some sort of truth and clarity on how you are treating your relationships and your partnerships and your commitments and how you are showing up to the world. We have a 2. 2 is the number of partnerships, right? It's also the number of mediation, right? Resolution. I am free. That's what's on the card. I release myself from the thoughts and feelings that have held me back. Any guilt, shame, embarrassment, self-doubt, and fear that I harbor, I release. Today, I am free. Okay, it doesn't serve you to worry about anything, okay, because that's you anticipating an outcome that may or may not happen. And it will only happen depending on how we act in our present moment. So all those past experiences that have us feeling guilt, shame, embarrassment, self-doubt, those things aren't even real anymore. They're only memories. And every time you remember a memory, is you actually remembering the memory and not the instance that actually occurred. So this is why first-hand accounts are subjective. And all these feelings that we carry of guilt, shame, embarrassment, doubt, these are all other people's projections of what they believe is right, and not necessarily what we know to believe right? Only we know ourselves. Only we know our truth. No one else can tell us that. Although there are other people who have gained wisdom and experience enough to speak their truth, and we can use them as a guide in order for us to discover ourselves. So step back, drop the ego, okay? Rebel, because F it. Release those thoughts. That's the message for you right now, Force. If that resonated with you, wonderful. If it did not, I am sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you for joining me, and I love you.